Welcome to Better with Art. I'm Melinda, and I'm here to encourage you to reclaim your creativity and establish a healthy habit of creative self-care with one small art prompt per week that can be done in an art journal or on paper if you don't have one. You can check in the description for my recommendation. Last week I said I would be trying out this journal, but I won't be, at least not in the video. I did try it out because Sunday night it finally sunk in that cold pressed paper would probably not be the best choice for this week's art. Going back to my black Sharpie. It looks good, but the texture, which if you are interested in doing just watercolors or collage or even colored pencils, would be just great. It would be great for watercolor, but as a personal preference. But it's not so great for markers. If you were overwhelmed last week by all of the options to make our collage paper, you'll be happy to know that yes, this week it's just a Sharpie. We are going back to our lines. If you were around during the 52-week art journal journey, you may be familiar with various projects that used relaxing, soft, slightly wavy, or even made out of letters, lines. By letters, I mean creatively done. For example, we had some words on our graphic art. But maybe you are more in the mood for some straight lines. Maybe instead of going straight for the relaxation, you need to just, or, just make straight lines. It's another idea I found on Instagram, and I'm struggling to make my lines quite straight, but that's okay. It's my art journal. Our art journals are a place for us to experiment and express ourselves without fear of what others will think. I share mine to encourage you to take time for your own creative self-care. If you ever decide to share your Better with Our art on Instagram, I would love it if you tagged me, better.with.art. And if you'd like to share in a smaller, only encouraging environment, you can sign up at the link in the description to receive email from me, which will also take each week's prompt further with a writing prompt and a link to join the private Facebook group. So I have some straight lines. And as I said, what we're going to do next is an idea I got from Instagram. And it will, of course, be another opportunity to let your mind relax in some repetitive, but also beautiful activity. And now it's time to move on to our soft, not straight lines. The relaxing part, like the softening of our pointy corners where our lines cross in our neurographic art. If you didn't catch any of those videos last year, you can check for links in the description. I couldn't remember how the person in the reel had made their lines. So I played around with some different styles. Just make curves in ways that feel good to you. Let your brain and your body relax into this simple act. I did remember that a narrower pen was used for the soft lines in the spaces made by the straight lines. And as I went, I thought, that may look better. But this is another project where it's do what works for you. I was going a little fast, in part because, well, I have a bit of arthritis and my wrist and fingers cramp up. I love sharing projects like this with you because they're great for not just one day in your art journal, but also to use anytime you'd like as a way to relax when you're anxious, as doodle making. I am very much a person who can pay better attention in meetings if my hands have something to do. When I have to attend a Zoom meeting, I really prefer the ones where I don't have to be on camera because I prefer to be doing something else with my hands and it looks like I'm not paying attention, but it helps me focus. Little projects like this, I can also do curled up on the couch watching a movie with my daughter. For me, regular art making is like oxygen, and I don't know how I survived so long away from it. I can't tell you, it wasn't as well as I'm surviving now. So as I said, I love sharing little projects with you, as I did in the 52-week art journal journey, to give you an idea, motivation, inspiration, to sit down and take time for creative self-care, to keep a weekly art date with yourself. And things like this that you can also put in your mental health toolbox, if you will, to take out when you're feeling anxious or stressed or depressed and need to get your brain off of those thoughts that just won't stop. I've been there. I know. I understand. Art helps. But we're not always feeling up to or have the time for a detailed artwork. So enjoy this simple little project in whatever way works for you whenever you need it. So, hey, maybe this isn't great art. And that's okay because it's not meant to be. But I am sharing it with you so you can take advantage of its benefits as well. Take time to make art, friends. It's not a waste of time. Thank you for joining me. If you plan to take some time for some mental health inspiring line making this week, give a thumbs up. Share with someone you know needs to be encouraged to reclaim their creativity and establish a healthy habit of creative self-care. Kind comments are always appreciated, and be sure to subscribe. Don't miss your reminders to take time for creative self-care and have a weekly art date with yourself. And help me grow my reach so others can be reminded. I'll be back next week with another prompt.